Hello everyone and welcome to Travel the Globe, the channel for travel connoisseurs, explorers, and for those with a knack for adventure. Preparing your next cross-country trip can be daunting. However, there are huge no-nos that you might want to consider before packing your bags. Today, we'll talk about the main red flags that will cause border officials to stop you. This list focuses on activities to avoid when flying internationally or crossing borders inside your own country. Be sure to watch the video to the end because our number one red flag will serve as a stern reminder for every traveler around the world. Let's get started! Having a large, suspicious amount of cash on hand. It doesn't hurt to depart the nation with some actual cash on hand. However, it will if you do have a large, suspicious quantity of cash. Despite the fact that more people are becoming accustomed to alternative payment methods, your phone's battery can die, your credit card might be declined, and digital money isn't always recognized. It's reasonable to have $50 to $100 for each day as a safety net. Additionally, you don't want to include too much cash in your suitcase. You run the risk of not only having the money stolen or lost, but also not even getting across the border. Security will question how someone came into possession of the money, what they intend to do with it, and whether the dollar notes are fake if they observe someone carrying a briefcase full of Benjamins. The TSA lacks the legal authority to seize cash. However, if they have reasonable grounds, they can hold you and have the cash seized by the police. Guys, keep your wallet somewhat light. It's just isn't worth it. Leaving the country frequently. Many people commonly leave the country to work beyond the border, from blue-collar truck workers to CEOs of foreign companies. Perhaps you have family members who are only a short drive away across the border. Even if you have good intentions, moving in and out of the nation frequently can draw attention. Security may assume that you are bringing something unlawful into the country after reviewing your travel itinerary. It's possible to suspect people who are driving a car, a recreational vehicle, or a truck of concealing another living thing. Some TSA and Border Control personnel may not look twice if you are a frequent traveler with a recognizable face. However, you might not be chosen at random for further scrutiny if there is even the slightest lingering suspicion over your repeated border crossings. Sneaking in food on the plane. If this sounds familiar, let us know. To your surprise, airport security asks to speak with you separately. When you recall the donut you left in your backpack or the half-eaten granola bar in your jacket pockets, oftentimes it's too late. Although it's a rather innocent error, what if you wish to bring outside food on the plane? The majority of solid foods that don't contain liquids or gels are acceptable for carry-on and checked bags. However, security may wish to take a closer look. Put it in your checked luggage if it's something like liquid or spreadable. It's possible that you'll have to leave some delicacies behind depending on where you're going. For example, Kinder Surprise eggs, those sweet snacks and toys combined, are sold internationally. However, US Customs and Border Protection have a history of seizing them owing to safety concerns. Although it is not prohibited in the United States, Americans cannot import haggis from Scotland. You may be tagged even for eating fresh fruits and vegetables because of possibly invasive plant pests. Animal crossing for certain pets. Nothing makes pets feel worse than witnessing their owner open the luggage and understanding what it entails. Even a little separation from your dog or cat can make you feel bad about taking a trip. Bringing your cherished pets across the border, though, might be equally or even more upsetting. Without the necessary documents, such as evidence of rabies vaccination, things may go wrong. Larger pets cannot travel with you on planes. You and your furry companion will need to pass security first, even if there is space. You will undoubtedly receive a special screening from the TSA. If we're talking about a necessary assistance dog or emotional support animal, it is worth the trouble certainly, but just be ready. Joking around. Having fun is said to be the best medicine. It can assist to lighten the mood when someone tries to add a little comedy to a difficult or frustrating situation. But you better check your funny bone before you reach the border. Security personnel are not very patient with jokers. Don't respond in a snarky manner if they ask about what's in your purse or whether you're wearing any jewelry. They will consider your comments carefully. Even more subdued humor can get you into trouble. Perhaps you yawned loudly and sarcastically to convey how early it was or how long you have been standing in line. This may be more suspicious than humorous to security. The same holds true for passing time by whistling or laughing out loud at an amusing thought that just occurred to you. Having the least hang-ups during a trip is most ideal for all of us. After all, less hassle, less stress, right? But be honest, how many red flags have you or haven't you done before? Tell us in the comments below. If you're liking this video, be sure to hit the like button. This will help support the channel and will boost the video to other travel enthusiasts. And now, back to our list. Carrying a snow globe with you. The majority of travelers in the 21st century are well aware that you cannot pass security with a large water bottle. Even so, occasionally we fail to complete our drink before entering the checkpoint. It's simple to overlook the number of ounces of liquid we are permitted to transport. For the record, each item can only have 3.4 ounces of liquid in them. You might not have remembered how much water is in the snow globe you bought at that gift shop. Even if you measure each of your containers, we are aware that it sounds unusually particular. The snow globe, however, is a traditional gift to bring home for a loved one after traveling abroad. We'd advise putting it thoughtfully in a checked bag. Tossing out a snow globe, if the TSA pulls it out of your carry-on and is obviously above 3.4 ounces, will be a little bit more difficult than throwing out a water bottle. Putting on excessive layers of clothing. People today desire to stand out from the crowd more and more. However, you should strive to blend in as much as you can at security checks. Hence, no caps, headbands, earphones, or sunglasses are permitted. Limit the number of layers you wear before anything else. In the winter, you might need to layer a thick coat over your sweater. However, remove the majority of those layers when you get to the airport and store them in your bag, being sure to allow adequate room. Security will just ask you to take off any more clothing anyway. If you go to the checkpoint with numerous layers on, that is the ideal key scenario. In the worst situation, security pulls you aside and wants to check every pocket in detail. Keep your attire straightforward, relaxed, but not too casual. As you reach beyond security, don't wrap up if you start to become cold. Rushing and pushing. No one enjoys going through security because it's hurried and intrusive. Everyone simply wants the procedure to end as soon as possible, but frequently, those who are most worried cause the longest line delays. The security guards will proceed with their work at the rate that they see fit because they have a job to accomplish. The gatekeepers have the ability to make your experience infinitely more unpleasant if you are brash about how slowly the line or an agent is moving. Bad-tempered people are more likely to arouse suspicion. The agent may decide to restrain you if they believe you are acting aggressively because you may be concealing anything. Don't be afraid to contact a representative if you're going to be late for your flight. Just be composed, deferential, and patient. Checkpoints and nasty Karens don't mix well. Flying solo. While traveling in a group has its benefits, it can also be more stressful than traveling alone to cross the border. In fact, you're less likely to get noticed. Those planning to do anything illegal tend to travel alone to avoid making it more difficult. As a result, security seeks out lone travelers for interrogation and scrutiny, especially if you're traveling across the border alone. It can be suspect. A road trip is when party travels in an RV to Mexico or Canada. It's a warning sign when you're the only person in the RV. Solo flyers may draw suspicion as well. Traveling through Europe is best done with a group of close friends. While security might find that portion hard to believe, perhaps you are self-sufficient enough to travel alone across the country by backpack. Bottom line is, if you can avoid it, don't fly solo. And finally, inadequate documentation. When crossing the border, the proper documents are one thing you do not want to forget. People who have never traveled abroad are accustomed to traveling with just their driver's license and boarding pass. Some people even forget to bring their IDs. The most important items for international travel are passports, which add an additional layer of security. What could be more discouraging than deciding to travel to France and then realizing you lost your passport or it has expired? And COVID vaccination documentation is now as important. Trying to get home without the proper ID is a nightmare. If you misplaced your passport abroad, security won't let you in at random. To help the replacement process go as quickly as possible, have your travel schedule, proof of citizenship, and other pieces of identification on hand. Then you may travel once again. From the reasonable to the downright unusual, these are some of the huge travel red flags that will get you flagged down at the border. Do you have any experience with any of these? Comment your personal experiences in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications by hitting that bell icon. Looking for more travel ideas? Check out our other videos for more Travel the Globe treats. Until next time,